Welcome to another ActionFeatures.net Comics Rewind review. Yours isn't as much rewind this time. It's more of a current book. But we said we'd do some current books, and the Turtles comic from IDW is one of the best current books. It's actually my favorite current book.
There's actually going to be, well, technically the whole... I'm going to talk about the whole thing of these in order.
Oh, okay.
I like these
That's cool. So you can do like 2 issues a week.
Yes.
I, however, did this Robin trade paperback. Robin, a Hero Reborn from like 1990.
And it's introducing Tim Drake.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But let's do yours first. You wanted to read... You tried out the Superman Batman comic, but you didn't really dig it.
Yeah.
So we said, okay, well let's do something else that I think you're gonna like. And I love this Turtles comic. So, and you love Turtles, so I thought it'd be a great jumping on point because in this series, IDW is kind of reinventing the Turtles. It's written by Kevin Eastman, who was one of the original Turtles creators, but it's kind of updating everything and sort of retelling the origin, but changing it slightly to bring out a new storyline. It's quite good. So tell us what happened in these first 2 issues. Not everything.
I know. Can I just say, because there's 2 different things. Can I tell you what the summary of the first one is first?
Sure, yeah.
It's kind of just remaking the origin of the Turtles, and instead of like Splinter when he was in here, I think he was the one that named them, but April named them.
That's right. In the old series,
and they're named.
Splinter named them.
Splinter named them after artists. I'm not sure if April did that too.
She did too, yeah, because they still have the same names.
Okay.
But yeah, in this series now, Splinter is a lab rat with them.
Yeah.
Like they're in the lab, the Turtles are, and Splinter's just there with them, and April actually names the Turtles this time around, because she works in the lab.
And, after they became humans, Raphael was separated.
Yeah.
And, he helped Casey Jones. And...
This introduces Casey in a new way, too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then what happens in this one? So you read the first 2 issues. What happens in issue 2 here?
Issue 2 is they are starting to go, they're talking about going out and finding Raphael. And mostly throughout the rest of the comic, it's Raph with Casey just kind of talking back and forth about different stuff.
So it's just, these 2 issues are just kind of laying the groundwork. But it's an interesting story to find out, why is Raphael separated, and it's kind of cool to see him and Casey Jones teaming up.
I can't wait to see what the story is.
To see him get back together again, so that they're all 4 brothers again.
I want to say something about this. The first page has that fight thing where the 3 turtles were fighting, and that's a really cool.
It was a cool panel. So you did you like the story and the art?
It's awesome.
You really like it. You flew through those first 2 issues. I mean, you got through them so fast.
I loved them.
You read the first one and you were like, "Can I read another one?" And then you read another one, and then it was like that one was over. And we're just doing this now today.
Right.
So then you'll be able to crank out a few more during the week if you want. You can read more than 2 if you want. I just don't want to overdo it for the review type thing. Okay, so you give the IDW Turtle series a thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
I think it's on issue 8 now. They also did some individual issues for each turtle. They got a special, a Leonardo special, a Donatello special, a Michelangelo special. I don't know if they've actually done Leonardo yet, actually.
They did a Raph special. I bet it's kind of I wonder if it's the storyline.
The Raph special might be my favorite comic of the series so far. It's really good.
Raph is my favorite turtle. You've known that.
I know that. My favorite is Michelangelo, but your favorite's Raph.
You've known that since I was just a little
Yeah, you've always loved Raph. Raph's always been your favorite. So we both really enjoyed the IDW Turtle series.
2 thumbs up.
It's my favorite, like I said, favorite current comic series. It's quite good.
The other current comics aren't really that good.
A lot of them aren't good.
This is awesome.
IDW is my favorite company because they do the Star Trek comic, which is really good.
Yeah, that's
They do
good
Turtles,
comic,
which is really good. They do the Rocketeer series, which I really like.
I didn't know they made Rocketeer comics.
Yeah, they brought it back. But we'll talk about that sometime. We'll do a Rocketeer review. I read Robin Hero Reborn. I haven't read this in years. I loved this comics miniseries so much as a kid. It was so exciting when the Tim Drake Robin was introduced, and the costume was so cool, and I just remember loving the Tim Drake Robin so much.
That's my favorite Robin, Tim Drake.
He's awesome. I can't believe this book is now 22 years old, thinking about that. This is from 1990. It still reads incredibly well. This trade, it's been out of print for a while, but you can get these issues fairly cheap. And they're a great read. The first part of the trade features Batman issues 455, 456, and 457, which has the storyline of Tim kind of debating putting on the suit, and Batman having to figure out this whole crime scheme where these ordinary people are kind of going crazy and killing people and all these different things and wearing these weird masks. And Tim kind of figures out who was behind it and rushes to Batman's aid, but doesn't put on the Robin suit still, and he's kind of figuring he's cost himself becoming Robin, but as we all know, he doesn't. And it ends with him being introduced as the new Robin in the new suit. Great panel. And then the Robin miniseries, the very first Robin miniseries from 1990, picks up, or I'm sorry, 91 is when this started, right in January. It picks up right then, right after that moment in the Batcave. And this whole story is Robin kind of coming into his own, like he's going abroad to train. He's trying to learn this mystical, or this ancient healing arts and fighting arts and everything, but then he gets tied up in with this thing with Lady Shiva, who's this, you may, I don't know if you read into her in, you didn't read into Third Nightfall yet, but she's like this female warrior assassin person. What were you going to say?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, like, is the whole thing about these people who go crazy, or is everything different? Like, after he puts
he solves that.
Different story.
After that is solved, because
okay.
I don't tell them, but this is who is behind it.
That is cool.
Yeah, so that person is behind it, and that all gets solved in those Batman 3 issues. And then the Robin miniseries picks up, and he goes abroad to train. Then he gets involved with this whole thing with these Ghost Dragon gang and Sir Edmund Dorrance, who's like the most dangerous man in the world, this King Snake guy. And Clyde Rollins, who's this DEA agent, who's going after King Snake, and Shiva's going after King Snake, and they have to figure out what this plot the King Snake has, where he's getting this ancient plague device.
I've definitely heard of King Snake before.
He's been in I think you've heard of him, yeah.
Don't remember.
This is him. He's a blind, like martial artist guy, but he's the most dangerous man in the world. He's a heroin dealer, and he's got all this drug trade, and has these gangs that work for him.
Oh yeah, this is last year you got me a comic.
It had King Snake in it?
Yeah, he was only on like a page though.
Okay. Well, this is him, and this is. I think this might actually introduce King Snake. I can't remember for sure, but the story is fantastic. I reread this just now, and it was as fresh today as it was to me 20 years ago. It's a really, really solid comic. It really helps cement Tim Drake as a Robin, as a character of his own, instead of just being just a sidekick. I highly recommend this. Go pick up the back issues because they're dirt cheap.
You know, I'd like to say that whenever I play with a Robin, I pretend it's the Tim Drake.
Tim Drake Robin's awesome.
Tim Drake is my favorite Robin.
He's really cool.
I only know of two of them. I don't know of Tim.
Well, there's Dick Grayson, there's Jason Todd, and then there's Tim Drake.
Okay.
And then there's also Carrie Kelly from Dark Knight Returns, and there's Stephanie Brown, I think her name was, who was the spoiler, but that's all for another day.
Yeah.
You go ahead and grab these back issues. They're if you want to read some good comics nowadays, these are it. I loved the Tim Drake character, and I'm kind of sad about where he's at now. They've turned him into Red Robin, and he's like a separate guy, and I don't really know what's going on with 52 with him.
What do you mean by Red Robin?
It's sort of a grown-up solo character, and he's not really Robin anymore, and Damian is now Robin, but we'll get into all that at another time. For now, though, this was quite a read. I'd recommend picking up the Batman miniseries thing first, the 455, 456, 457, and this, or just look for this trade on eBay. I got this for 95 cents off eBay.
Whoa,
95 cents. So just look up the trade on eBay. Robin and Hero Reborn trade. You'll probably get it dirt cheap, and it's a solid, great read. I guess that's it for this week, right? So we'll see you guys again.
I'm actually surprised that was only 95.
95 cents.
Wow.
I got a first bid, and $3 shipping, so it's $3.95. The trade originally back in 1990 cost $4.95, so I paid $1 less for it than it was back in 1990. 91, whatever. Okay, so we're signing off on this one. I think next week I'm going to be reading the Batman Birth of the Demon trade, which is like a Ra's al Ghul background thing. It's got 2 major Ra's al Ghul stories in it. What, you're going to read some more Turtles? Is that what you're going to do?
I'm going to read another 2 issues.
Awesome.
I'm going to complete the story before I do any other comics.
You're going to stick with Turtles for a while?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So we'll sign off on this one, and we'll see you guys next week. Take it easy.